Hey everyone, Doc Jones here with another episode of Small Nuggets, Big Change, working with my good friend Craig Shapiro. He's a great leader, podcaster, and author. You really need to check him out at Cutting the Crap with Shap. This week, it's limiting success. What do I mean by limiting success? Who would do that? Unfortunately, oftentimes, we do that to not just ourselves, but other people. And I think it's going to be easier to explain this prompt if I start with other people. You see, all too often, when we see somebody struggle, we rush in to help them and we do things for them. Sometimes I fall prey to this myself with my two kids. I talk to other parents. I just did the other night at new student orientation, where I told them, your students are going to struggle. It's incredibly hard as a parent not to rush in and help them, but that limits their success. You have to fall down so you can get back up and be more successful. Now, we do that to ourselves often. See, we quit. And when we run across something hard or difficult or we fail at something, we say, well, that wasn't for me. I'm no good at that. And we move on instead of being just a little more tenacious, being just a little more consistent with our actions. And if we did that, we could probably be successful. And so by telling ourselves, I'm not that good at that, or rushing to get help with something, we limit our ability to increase our level of success. We limit our success. Now, I'm not saying you don't want to collaborate with other people or seek help when you can get help through a network of people that are close to you. Of course you do. But what I'm saying is, next time you have a question, see if you can find the answer before you go ask somebody else. The next time you struggle with something, see if you can push through it before you ask somebody to take that burden from you. Because it's only through burdens that we get stronger. Think about lifting weights. If we didn't lift heavier weights and get under heavier weights that we're not too sure we can handle, well, we'd never get to that heavier weight that we want to get to. Anytime you want to succeed or hit a goal, that's got to be just out of your reach and you've got to give it a run. Otherwise, you'll limit your success. So do me a favor, take this word out of your language. Only. Just. Take those two words out. I know I said one, but two, or any other word you think of that's like that. I want you to pay attention to what you say. I'm only this. I'm just this. I'm not good at that. Take all of that negative language out. Watch yourself and get it out of your vocabulary. And when you do that and adjust it to I'm not there yet, I'm not good at this yet, I am. Just get rid of that whole word just. You will find that you're unlocking more potential in you to reach a higher level of success. Look, thanks for taking the time to listen. We really appreciate it. These are small steps that are going to help you along. I can't wait to hear what my friend Craig Shapiro says when he talks about limiting success. Now, go take the reins off yours so you're not limited.
Hi, everybody. It's Craig. Thank you so much for checking out Small Nuggets, Big Change. Dr. Jones and I are really appreciative of your support, your feedback. Just one quick thing before we cover today's topic. If you get a chance, please subscribe to our channels. Mine is Cutting the Crap with Shap. That's on Spotify and YouTube. And Dr. Jones is called Seeing to Lead. That's how we can keep putting out content. That's how we reach more people. And it's just really important for the channels to grow. Also, if possible, please leave us a comment. Just tell us like a quick thing, what you like, what suggestion you have, maybe a question, or even a topic that you think would be fun to talk about. We'd love to do that. So on to today's topic. It's called limiting success. Dr. Jones threw this out to me, and I've thought a lot about it. It's something that I talk a lot about as a coach, an educator, a trainer, and even myself. We tend to be hesitant to really aim high. Many of us, myself included, because we're afraid of what might happen if we don't reach that pinnacle, whatever that is. And I'll give you a quick example. As a competitive powerlifter, I had a competition in April, and going into it, I really honestly did not have the best mindset. I didn't prepare the way I normally would have. And what it did, it limited the amount of success that I normally would have had. It didn't go poorly, but it could have gone much better if I would have prepared better. So when I think about limiting success, I think about a couple things. First of all, I think about how confident are you? Confidence, we know, is a critical aspect of all parts of wellness and all parts of life. And in order to have success, we need to be confident in our abilities to do that. Secondly, I think about how many times I've asked people for assistance when I'm trying something new. Matter of fact, it just happened the other day at my work. I was asking somebody for help, and that helps to build confidence, helps to build success, and it also gets other people involved, which can be really critical. The other thing to limiting success is when we aim so high that it's almost impossible to get there. And that might seem like kind of going back to what I said initially, but it's not that. We want to set expectations high, we want to set goals high, but we don't want them to be so out of reach that they're impossible to get. Because when that happens, then we start lowering the bar in ways that are not really that great. So that's my take on limiting success. I can't wait to hear what Dr. Jones has to say. Again, please consider subscribing to our channels, Cutting the Crap with Shap and Dr. Jones Seeing to Lead. Leave us a comment, give us feedback, and whatever we can do to help, please ask. Thank you again for all you do. You are awesome.
Hey everyone, Doc Jones here with a wrap up after listening to my friend, podcast, author, teacher, Craig Shapiro's response to limiting success. It was really interesting that we floated around each other, and that's the great thing about not hearing each other's opinion before we do this. But we floated around what we were saying, and I think they mesh really well, and I come away with three things, especially after listening to Craig's about limiting success. The first one is confidence. You got to have confidence in what you're doing. And you have to be in the right frame of mind if you're going to be as successful as possible, or get to number two that he mentioned, setting goals, right? Sometimes we set them just a little low because we want to make sure we hit them. But if you set a high goal and you come close to hitting that goal, maybe you get an 80%, a 90% completion rate or hit rate on that goal, well, that's better than if you would set a low goal that you could easily have hit. So you need the confidence to be able to push those high goals up there and strive for them. Not too high. Craig makes this great point. Not too high that they're unreachable, because then you get negative and then you automatically start to set lower and lower goals, which defeats the purpose. So you got confidence, right, to set those high goals. And when you're striving for those high goals, is collaboration. Now, this is where Craig and I really came together, because Craig said, make sure you reach out to people. If you need some advice, if you need some help somewhere along the line, reach out to people. Where I said with the collaboration piece, take that first step yourself, or try to, or reach out there first. And I think about this when I think about limiting success and getting collaboration too early, or giving collaboration too early. You see, we can sit and plan all we want. And unless we actually take that first step, it doesn't matter what we're learning about, or how much we're learning, or how much help we're getting, because we don't know what questions we have. You see, the whole idea of reaching high goals in uncharted territory is because you don't know what questions you're going to need, and you have to push through those and find out what questions. So you get the knowledge that you get, but eventually you really have to push yourself to take that step. And I'm saying, by not limiting your success, you take that step earlier than you would normally take it. Otherwise, you might limit yourself because you just get stuck in that someday, sometime, somehow, when you're not really sure. But boy, when you hit that problem, that first roadblock, you know what you need to do. And that's when maybe you reach out and get your help. So there it is, three of them. It's awesome. Confidence, high goals, and collaboration. Craig really sent it home with those 3 points. I appreciate working with him. But you know what else I appreciate? I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to listen to these and maybe pick up some small nuggets to make some big change in your life. So I ask you a favor in return. Hit that subscribe button, share it, leave us a comment. All of those things help us keep this going and spreading it more than we can even explain to you. We would both be incredibly grateful. And while you're at it, why don't you check out our other podcasts, Cutting the Crap with Shap, Seeing to Lead, by yours truly. Remember, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. We like all feedback, what you liked, what you didn't, and give us a topic to talk about. So, that being said, take these small nuggets, make some big changes. You can, because you are awesome.